Right. What's going on, guys? What's up, Optimus? It is Friday, as we like to say around here sometimes. And today, I've not actually really even looked at the markets. I am just kind of hanging out, and just I was getting this whole thing set up. Like I said, this user interface is a little bit challenging for me. It's a little bit different, but I really like the power that I'm getting from this new platform. The video quality is better. There's a lot more features available to it for a lot less. So I think that's awesome, and I think that they're doing a lot to help people. So I'm really excited to be switching over to this platform. So let's go ahead and dive into the markets. Looks like a little bit of a sideways day today. Let me get the chart up for you. Yeah. Let's see. We want this one. All right. And let's see. Let's close down a few things. Okay, so you see we are going a bit sideways here. I'm going to pull back on this chart a little bit so that we can get a better overview of the day. Looks like we dropped pretty heavily at the open. Here we are. So opening candle had a rip for the first five, then a big red candle on the second five here, and we're just now getting a turnaround on the day here. You can see we're crossing into cyan on the TTM. We're outside of the Bollinger Band and getting a pullback likely to this 200 moving average. But on the 5 minute, we did get the crossover there, so that's looking pretty solid. Probably going to get a pretty large pullback here. Let's find some support resistance zones. So we've already got a few drawn in that seem to be relevant on the day. We'll throw one in here at 36.70. And then let's switch to our 3 minute and take a quick look. 3 minute, we're ripping. This looks nice. What about moving averages? Running into the 200 moving average there. And then on the 1 minute chart, that's looking really super solid. So we actually just got above view up on the 1 minute chart, and we're getting a pullback now. I'm currently at what 36.67 or so. We're gonna go in now for 12 ticks. I'm gonna wait for this full pullback. New candle forming now. Gonna wait for this to pull back a little bit. No, just gonna go in right there. So we got this doji forming. Okay, so we're in for 12 ticks to the upside. Already taking a swing right out of the gate today. We've been really solid, really accurate on our trading this week. Honestly, I wish I would have been trading in the evaluation this week, but I learned some pretty valuable lessons this week about trading. And one of them was okay, so we got $750 right there off the bat, right on our very first trade, looking solid on the day. And yeah, so how are you guys doing today? It's been a bit of a day for me. I've already been up for a while, and just been living the life. I'm just gonna focus a lot on trading today, and really just stay dialed in. So our very first trade, we got $750 right off the bat. We're gonna have a pullback here, running into that resistance right there at that 36.70 level that we threw in right at the very beginning of our trading day. It is Friday, so we need to be careful because the volatility is often weird on Fridays. Sometimes it's incredibly intense. Sometimes it's not there enough. Other times the volume's just not there. So we're gonna be careful today in our trading. So really, like, there was this thing that I would do on my trading that I discovered yesterday, which was that I would trade through a rip, just like the trade that you just saw me do, which is great. That's super solid and incredibly accurate, and I'm really happy with those trades. But what I would often do is I would trade through the consolidation period. You can see right now this is already, so we rejected at that 36.70. We're coming back down. This right here is looking like a little bit of a consolidation period. So instead of sitting on my hands, being patient, and waiting for the next breakout and the next momentum move, instead what I was trying to do was scalp during these consolidation periods when I should have been just sitting back, because I tell myself or convince myself, all right, well, that was a move for like 4, 5, 6 ticks. That would have been, a pretty easy, nice, quick trade. Could have made like $150 off that or $200 off that. This little quick here. Instead, I'm looking straight up for these rips right here, where I can get 12 to 20 ticks per trade. I like going for 12 because it's almost always within the range. So that's why I really like going for 12 ticks. It's $3 on the ES. It's not asking, in my opinion, way too much of the ES. Very clearly, look, you could have taken, I imagine, 20 ticks off this was 36.55 to 36. So that's $12. So that's 12 times 4. That's 48 ticks. It's a huge amount here. So, I mean, that would have been our trade 4 times over. But really, we're just looking to get about 20-25% of that move. And the reason why I'm not going for that entire move right there, even though obviously it's more profit, is because it's also more risk. The longer we're in trades and the larger swing we're taking, that's more of a risk. I think 12 ticks is a home run, in my opinion. And if you can hit 12 ticks consistently, that's a consistent win. So I'd rather do that, because that gives us the capability of keeping our losses small. Because if we're taking 12 tick trades and we keep our losses to maybe like 4 to 6 ticks, I would say 8 at the most ticks on our loss, that's still allowing us that 4 tick in profit. Now I could do less loss than that, but the reason why I have a larger loss limit is because I'm taking what I feel to be longer and larger trades. So that's what's up with that. All right, so we got this consolidation going on right here on the 1 minute chart. Gonna break out to the 3 minute chart. And if I am if I am at all seemingly hyper today, or like fast talking or anything like that, I do have some very strong coffee today, and I'm happy about that because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Stopped washing fruit, like cleaning my house like late. Washing fruit, basically. Whenever we buy like new fruit and stuff like that, we go through, it's like organize it all, and like we soak it in vinegar, and we, what else do we do with it? We soak it in vinegar, we add salt to it, and we add water to it, and then it soaks off a bunch of the pesticides or wax and things like that. So it's really helpful in that way. It just kind of helps keep the fruit clean. But if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, y'all looking at any of those things, make sure y'all subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and drop some communication in the chat, because all that just helps me be able to engage with you guys. It helps YouTube know that hey, we're here for the long run. We're showing up, and we're kicking it with you guys. Help y'all trade, and just trade with you. Just have a buddy to trade with. Let's jump back into these, see what we got going on, see if we got any. Oops, that's Discord. That's actually our Discord group. Y'all can check that out if you guys want to join our awesome community. It is justjoelstraight.com/Discord, and our Discord group is called Optimistic Futures, because that's really what we're looking to build here, is an optimistic future for everybody involved. We do more than just trading. We also do entrepreneurship and philosophy and spirituality and any other kind of stuff to help you kind of find balance as well as wealth and success in your life. All right, so on the 5 minute chart, we are going full cyan. We are entering into the Bollinger Band. In the 5 minute, we're going to pull back to this 200 moving average right there. We just tapped it, and I would be looking for a bounce off of this and a new 5 minute candle to make a new high, which we're going to get a new 5 minute candle here in just a moment, about 40 seconds of a new 5. So this is the area that I would sometimes trade through, and I actually think that we're going to get a pop here off this 9 moving average, and that's kind of the pop right there. Look at that, it already happened the moment I say it. That sucks. That would have been the trade to take. It was that's 8 ticks. 5 seconds left in this candle. Big pullback on it. Pull all the way to the red and into the doji mark. New candle now. Joined the bid there, but I missed. There we go. We got the entrance, but I don't love the entrance. And I'm also going to drop down from 12 ticks. We're going to go for that many ticks. All right. Ooh, good pull back on that one. Cut it there. Took a little bit to fill, so up 187.50 on the day. That's an example likely of me. So really, I was looking to not trade through consolidation. I was looking for this to pop actually off of that, especially because we got this new 5. But now, after taking that L, I'm going to sit on my hands a bit and let's see, here's 3. Okay, so the 3 is actually breaking down below the 200 moving average, and actually it already did on the previous candle. Kind of long bias today, and I think I tend to be long bias more than I'm short bias. The ES itself is just slightly up, slightly green, like 1/4 of a point. This 5-minute candle did not break down or break out. It actually broke down. We're getting a huge pullback now. Grateful I got out of that trade and cut it because it definitely would have been a lot worse. Getting a pullback now to the, let's see, looks like the 9 EMA. So down at 36.60. Taking a look at our indicators, the 9, this is on the 5-minute chart, by the way. The 50 hasn't crossed over the 200 yet. This is going to be a crucial move right here when this actually does happen. When this 50, if it happens, this green 50 EMA crosses above this red 200 simple moving average, that'll be a big move. Getting a bounce off of this 36.60 zone. In the 3-minute, we can see the trend moving downward, breaking outside of the Bollinger Band and cooling off on the TTM. Big rip up there. It's funny, I was actually considering taking a entrance off of 36.60. That would have been a nice trade. Looking for a pullback now to 36.65. See if I can get an entrance there, 65. Looking for a bounce now up to 68. Might be asking too much. missed that move. And yup. Yeah, we missed that move. Time. Got a couple seconds left on the 5-minute candle. We're still in this trade here just because it really does look like it's going to bounce. We got resistance at 65, which is our entrance. Exiting outside of the Bollinger Band on the TTM with pretty heavy cooling. In retrospect, I mean, this is exactly the kind of thing that's been trapping me, and I've got to get better at recognizing this setup. But I keep kind of seeing situations like this one here where I'm anticipating that rip, and we really look very strongly like we're going to, and then it just doesn't. Like we have this big like breakdown. That's looking reasonable right there for a pop. I'm gonna hold this trade on through. See if we can hit that. All right, there's our sell order. Up 625 on the day. But like, yeah, I was convincing myself not to move my sell order up. By the way, that was actually pretty challenging for me to keep my sell order where it was. Total traded 15 contracts. There's that would have been the full sell order right there. Okay. This is our new 5-minute candle. This one here. So I'm gonna jump out to the 5-minute chart. Try and go quickly though, because we are getting this rip. Looks like we're running into resistance at 3670. So I'm gonna be looking for a breakout over that 3670. This is a 5-minute breakout right here. It's a really powerful move. And you can see that we are on the TTM on the 1-minute chart. You can see we're breaking down both in terms of the cooling, going to that dark blue, as well as exiting outside of the Bollinger Band. So we'll likely get some continued pullback here, but the 5-minute chart and the 3-minute chart look, well, the 5-minute more so, not the 3-minute. 3-minute is still in a mild downward trend and running into resistance at the 200 moving average. So this is a big zone here. Also, huge pullback. The 5-minute chart, we still got TTM stacking to the upper side. Now, the TTM stacking on the 5-minute chart is delayed, by the way, pretty heavily sometimes. The first like 1 to 4 candles is usually really reliable, but when you start to see these continued pullbacks here, and clearly strong resistance there at 3670, we're actually going to throw in a different color there. In any case, after a couple of these cyan candles and a few red candles, typically we're looking at like a pretty heavy pullback. Obviously, this pulled back a lot and then is ripping back up off of this. So this is only 2.5 minutes. This candle's halfway done. This is a nice 5-minute breakout. 9 breaking above the 50 moving average. The 12 still off on the 50. And that 50 above the 200 is definitely an area that we're watching. Jumping back to the 3-minute and just working our way back to the 1-minute. Bollinger Band switching green on the 3-minute. And we bounce really nicely off that 9 on the 3-minute chart. Now we're getting a pullback too. I wonder if we'll bounce off this 9 here again, or possibly the 12, but likely the 9. A lot of people use that as an area of support, and they dip by off the 9 there. Looks like it's forming an ABCD pattern on the 1-minute chart. So we got this A, that could be our B. We may have a pullback here to like this zone for a C and then a rip up. However, on the 1 minute chart, I am seeing that the 26 has very heavily crossed above the 35. This this indicates to me that we may continue to. It just indicates that we may have some slowing down in this upward trend that we're currently in. Big rips on the day, by the way, because this is like a lot of ticks. What is this? Like 26? 8 times 4. It's like 32 ticks right there. To have a huge pullback and then get another like 20 ticks right there. 62 to 67, yeah, 20 ticks. TTM switching to yellow. How you guys doing so far today? Hey, what's up, Tiny? Need more coffee. I totally understand. Red Kool-Aid is the best. Red Kool-Aid is the best. Oh man, what a day, huh? What a day. By the way, y'all chilling. Y'all want to, you know, earn funding in the futures market or anything like that? Check out Elite Trader Funding. All right, these guys are awesome. Okay, Elite Trader Funding is great. These guys treat you right. They get some of the best customer service I've seen in really just about any industry, and I love that. I look for that, and check these guys out if you're trying to earn funding. You can actually earn funding all the way up to 300K. And if you use my promo code JSBEST in the link in the description, you'll actually get 25% or more off of any of the products that you see here, with the exception of the fast tracks. The fast tracks are not discounted just because they're already so cheap. But the 50K evaluation, this guy here, I actually think is one of the best values in the marketplace. And the reason why is because this 50K evaluation, with that discount, not only is it going to be less expensive than pretty much most of the competitors out there, but in addition to that too, you're also going to get a $2,000 drawdown with 8 contracts available to you on the mini and 80 on the micro. It's huge. And with a $3,000 profit target. Now what this looks like here is, if you're just taking well, for me, I mean, 12 ticks is becoming pretty common. So if you're just taking 5 contracts, that's $750 before fees. So you only need to hit 3,000. So if we go 3,000, we divide that by 750, which is a common trade for me now. It's looking at 4 trades minus fees. So let's bump it up to 5 trades just to earn funding here. So this actually seems really reasonable in my opinion. I don't think it's very challenging to hit that, and this is definitely going to be the one that I'm going with on my next round here. And so I personally would check this one out if you guys are interested in earning funding in the futures market at all. I think the 50K evaluation, in my opinion, is one of the most reasonable ones that's out there available to you guys. And also, guys, check out our Discord group. Okay, so our Discord group is super cool. We're very small right now, and we're right here. We're Optimistic Futures. Optimistic Futures is a program. It's a program. I don't know if I'd call it a program. It's a community. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a community of entrepreneurs, traders, investors, and other people who are looking for ways to create passive income, wealth, and abundance, and that sort of like that natural just feeling of joy on a consistent, smooth basis in their lives. That's what we're looking to build here with this Discord community, with this whole community right here as it is. And we're looking at a lot of different ways to make money, not just trading. Okay, so I have a background in digital entrepreneurship. I have a background in marketing, speaking, coaching, all that other kind of stuff. And because I have that background, it allows me to sort of take those skills and put them here and be able to offer to you guys whatever knowledge I have in that arena, in terms of being able to make money from home, make money online, or any of that other kind of stuff. But really, the idea is outside of that is just finding different ways to earn your income, because the average millionaire, as they say, has 7 streams of income or more. And so I think it's incredibly valuable to be looking for another income stream that you could put very little effort into, and grow slowly and steadily, uh, and have that sort of that area. What am I looking for here? Have that stability and that consistent growth. My words are all over the place today. I think this coffee was a lot stronger than I thought it was, and also I didn't get a ton of sleep last night. Um, you're working super hard. I want to see this. I'm working super hard on the peaceful, easy feeling. Yeah, that is a challenging one. Uh, no lie, that one is a rock solid challenge to try and overcome. Um, but peace comes from within, and peace often comes from peace of mind. All right, we did get that ABCD pattern that we mentioned, and we are getting this breakout here. Now, do we run into resistance at 3670? If we do, then we may see a breakdown. But if we break above this 3670, we may see continued rips on the day. I'm thinking that we're looking more towards the breakout side. We've got 30 seconds or so left in this candle, more like 20, and we are getting a cyan switch as well. For a little pullback, looks like we're going to continue to pop. Yep, there's the pop. 3670 rejecting, and new candle forming now. Join the bid there, looking for the rip up past 3670. This is kind of a swing. I say that not because it's 12 ticks, but I say that because we're looking for a breakthrough resistance, which we did not get. We completely rejected it, and we're pulling back heavily on this. Sitting in this trade, heavy red. Ooh, that's a big, huge rejection. Fast rejection, too. Rejected all the way down to the 35 and pulling back up off that. There are several things I did wrong with this trade. Obviously, even if I had pulled profit on this, seeing our mistakes is incredibly important. Got it there. That put us heavy red on the day. So here's what I did wrong. Okay. Number one, I took this trade for the breakout above 3670. Now, what I did wrong here was a couple of things. Number one, I ignored the breakout here, or I ignored the Bollinger Band, the red dot on the DTM, in favor of the breakout. Number two, I did not come back and assess this consolidation period, which again is the thing that's been trapping me, and clearly it's still trapping me, where we have this triple top here. We got this 1, 2, 3. Now this third rejection we hadn't gotten yet. Of course, it just rips right back up after I cut it. I even held it through that pullback just in case it did this exact thing, and we cut it like right there. Yikes. So this triple top here, to me, like once it kind of rejects that third dime, that's often what I see as indication that it's not going to break through. This honestly does look like it's going to, but then obviously we just got faked out right there. TTA still stacking. The other thing I didn't do is I didn't go check out my 3-minute chart, which is actually switching to cyan, so that's looking good. And we didn't check our 5-minute chart, which is also breaking above this 36.70. So it looks like that trade, honestly, like it would have worked out. There's the break. That was the actual trade I was seeking to do, and it pulled back that additional time. Kind of screwed me over. My own fault. I should have waited for the full break and then the pullback and then a join the bid after this pullback was actually what I should have done. So like right there. So that's my bad. Looking for the rep up to 75, so we got the break over 70. But this is a pretty big move just right here. We've had a really strong winning week. We've been making about 2 to 3K per day over this last week. Even after as many of the mistakes that we made trading through the consolidation periods, where like we saw it yesterday. Yesterday I was up 1250, and then I traded myself back down to zero, exactly at zero, and then traded myself back up to 1375, only to drop myself back down into like 250, the green 250, and then traded my way back up to 1937 or so. So a lot of those losses, in my opinion, were unnecessary, and I say they were unnecessary because I was trading through the chop. I was trading through the area that wasn't like these clear kind of breakout zones. And I did that a couple of times today as well in anticipation for breakouts. And I got to make sure that I'm waiting for the full breakout to happen, like the full move. How much longer on this candle? 15 seconds. This one feels like it's going like super slow. T10 went from 3.1 to 3.9 so far in this candle. I'm looking for that full move. Really, I'm looking for this pop up here. I need this 1 minute candle to break over this wick. Break over it. Come on. We're looking for that 1 minute candle to make a new high. Tapping the wick. There we go. Oh. Lowered my seller a little bit. So we got out of that one with profit, brought ourselves to negative 312 on the day. Our peak of the day has been 750. There's the rip. This took. My timing is off today. I've noticed that my timing is not right. Okay, so nice rip there. Looks like we're gonna continue to rip. Joining the bid, looking for 4 ticks up. Ooh, My timing is bad today, dude. I'm like just off on it slightly. Like I'll like join, then it drops. But it's like it'll like hold steady there for like a while, and you're like, dude, you ever gonna drop and give me a pullback? And then it's like, no, not going to. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I'll enter here. And then it's like, psych. One of those days, you know? Oof. All right, we got that trade. Made like 187.50 on that. Would have been the entire trade too, but I lowered my sell order just because, yet again, the pop just is like off. Like the timing feels so off to me today. Gonna work our way back into green. Let's pop this up here. Do I analyze data? I have my trader view stats, but I have trouble breaking it all down. Yeah, I do analyze my data a lot. Actually, numbers are friends to me. For years, like I've been able to, like my whole life, really, I've been able to like read numbers and like see stories in the numbers. Like figure out areas that I need to improve a lot, or figure out like things that are costing companies money. One of my jobs that actually saved them $18 million a year just by looking at the way that they were packaging something. So yeah, I do analyze data and figure out like what's going on where, and what you should and should not do, and those types of things. Application is different than the analysis. So like when you would analyze something, you're like, okay, great. Now I've got all this data. Now what do I do? And then you come up with a plan of what to do, and then executing that plan is the challenge for me, because sometimes executing that plan like is because we still have our habits, and we still like when we're in the situation, we're still making those judgment calls in real time. As opposed to like when we're looking back and we're analyzing data, then we're saying to ourselves, okay, well, here's our plan of action, here's our course of action. And so when we actually go to implement, while we're retraining ourselves, it's helpful to be able to reference that data and reference that plan of action that you created for yourself. But we don't always have time to do that, or we don't always think to do that. And so we have to hope that we're learning a little bit at a time and building on new habits. So it just kind of it does take time to change habits. But yeah, I can analyze data, and I tend to do it really quickly. What's up, Hans? Where are my charts? Did you not see them? Well, I had them up a second ago. We just happened to be talking about this. I'm checking comments and having a quick convo. I've been finding after reviewing, I've gotten caught in sideways action. Yes, exactly. Sideways action is like that's the thing that's been killing me this month too. Is that like I end up trading through the sideways action, and really I'm looking for momentum trades. Execution is always the hardest. Yeah, absolutely, totally is. Now, Hans, where are the charts? Here are the charts. Boom, right there. Wablam. So we're down 125 on the day. Our peak of the day was up $750. We are getting a breakout off this level. Looking at that momentum range, 3680 area. Definitely a nice push upward there. We're only set on 4 ticks now, so we're looking for kind of smaller trades. Although this would have fit very beautifully into our trade pattern style that we've been trading. We've got 10 seconds left in this candle, so I'm going to wait until this candle finishes. 5 seconds. I can see a pop coming here soon on the next candle, potentially, after this little pullback. Under the bid right there. Look for a quick pop back up. There we go. We got back to green on the day, up 125 on the day. And so that was a pretty nice little trade. Look for that pop back up. There's a doji at the top, but I don't know if it's going to stay a doji. But 37 seconds. Kind of hammer candle forming here at the top. Okay, so taking a look here, this is the type of zone that's been kind of catching me through the week. It's really these like ABCD patterns where we get this like triple top here, where we're seeing these like bigger rips at the bottom of these, and like you saw, I tried to take a trade here for a pop back up, which was actually what that trade would have been. So I took that trade early. Secondly, we tried to do this trade here for the breakthrough, and we got this major rejection where we ended up cutting it. This is where we went red on the day, only to have it rip right back up. And so really like the thought process is there and the thought process is correct. However, the timing's been super off on me today. Not because of the market, but because of me, obviously. Uh, I would never blame anything on the market. I don't do that. I think that that's just whack behavior, and that's not something that we want to foster or encourage around here. We don't blame the market. We blame ourselves if we take accountability for our actions. But okay, so this is the exact type of zone here that's been catching me a lot of the week. Um, Luckily, I mean we're up about 6,000 on the week in the sim. This has all been sim trading, just for clarity's sake and transparency. This has all been sim trading. We did not trade our evaluation this week, and I didn't trade my evaluation this week deliberately because I wanted to figure out what was catching me, what was stripping me up. Because obviously, we're making $750 trades, we're making $2,000, $3,000 in a day, but there's times like what you saw earlier on this very stream today where we're getting caught in that chop, we're getting caught in that pullback, and taking trades that we maybe necessarily didn't need to trade, or getting our timing wrong. And so I was trying to really identify what was going on there, and I think that we figured it out this week on that. But you know, just just needed to take that time to assess it. We'll be back on our evaluation next week, but I wanted to take that time to figure out what was going on there because it's really frustrating me. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. How can we make $2, $3, $4,000 in a day on our sim, and then take that same trading strategy over the evaluation and run into issues where we'll make some profit, but then we'll end up negative on the day. Part of it is fees, which I've been accounting for here. So I'm calculating the fees based off how many contracts we take here. So so this actually today, just to be clear, if we were trading this in the evaluation, we're taking 35 contracts times 4.36 per contract would be $152.60. So technically, we would be red on the day at $27.06. So that's another thing that I've been taking into account here. So there's that, and then the other thing that I noticed yesterday was that because yesterday, like I said, we were up 1250, then we traded back down to 0, and then we worked our way back up to 2,000. But that was because I was trading zones just like this, and not trading only these breakouts. It's the breakouts really that I just need to be trading. What's my view on Ripple? I'm actually quite bullish on Ripple right now, Hans, and that actually has a lot to do with what's going on with Ripple. So first off, Ripple beat the SEC, I think 2 times now in court. So Ripple continues to best the SEC around what is the equivalent of a crypto witch hunt. Is kind of how I see it. Also, Ripple has been asked by the Australian government to help consult in creating the Australian government's central bank digital currency. So I'm becoming more and more bullish on Ripple. I was not bullish on Ripple through 2017. Most of my friends were. Most of our friends through 2017 were like, Ripple is the best and it's gonna be amazing. But Uh, but I stayed pretty bearish on it because I just was like, I don't know, this thing's basically trying to replace Western Union. And that was their messaging at the time, and I don't know that that's their messaging anymore. I think that Ripple, the way that they designed their network, they designed it to be really super fast from the get, and I think that Ripple is going to be something into the future that their technology, the technology behind Ripple, is going to be implemented by a lot of CBDCs. And since most countries, including America, are researching and developing CBDCs for their regular currency, I think that the vast majority of countries are going to switch to cryptocurrency and get off of paper, to get off of fiat currency. They may have a fiat money system where they, enjoy inflation and like to create policies that create inflation intentionally so that they can drive more profits. Because inflation drives profits. It does not drive profits down. It may increase the cost of things, but it gives companies an excuse to raise prices. And often they raise prices pretty substantially, far more than they pay. And they may have their operating costs go up 5% while they increase their prices by 30%. Um, so companies and governments like inflationary policies, and that's why they continue to pass them. Uh, so being as that's the case, I think Ripple will help create some of the CBDCs of the future of these governments. So I am pretty bullish on Ripple long term. In the short term, I don't know, but I think long term, that's how I feel about Ripple. Your your positive views? What do you mean by your positive views? I'm just curious. Jump back into the chart and just taking a quick look here. We did get a pullback. Man, I don't like this track. What's this track? This track is distracting me. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit too. Ah, dude, that track was like me, giving me anxiety or something, man. It got me like cracking my neck. Yeah, positive views on Ripple. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think it's a long term play. Um, and that's cool. I think what's good about it being a long term play is that Ripple's still cheap, so it gives you an opportunity to kind of like build a position over time, which I think is cool about Ripple right now. Time on this, so we've got 30 seconds left in this candle. Got a hammer candle forming at this consolidation area. Um, Cooling on the TTM, still within the Bollinger Band. Jumping down to the 3-minute charts to look at trend. So on the 3-minute chart, we've actually got a flag here on the play. So that looks interesting. 5-minute chart. Ooh, 5-minute chart looks actually really quite interesting. So we've got this 50 here, this green 50 EMA, getting really close to a crossover of the 200 moving average. Super close to it, actually. And the 35 just crossed above the 50. That's looking nice and bullish right there. So let's jump back to the 1-minute chart. Where's our next 5-minute candle? Our next 5-minute candle is in 2.5 minutes. So I'm going to be looking for this 5-minute breakout. Particularly, I'm looking for that 50 crossing above the 200 moving average. On the 3-minute chart, we're kind of far on that, but on the 5-minute chart, we're relatively close. And the 5-minute chart tends to have more power, if you will. So I'll be looking for that. This is definitely forming a flag here. And our last flag was this one, where we had this consolidation through this zone, and then this rip up here. Right now, we're chilling on the 5-minute chart because Yeah, because I think that this is going to, if this 50 crosses above the 200 moving average, I think that we'll see another rip up. We do have some cooling on the TTM here, which is fine. I don't know that this move, if it does happen, I don't know that it'll be as powerful as this one was, but I do think that 50 crossing above the 200 will be a solid move up. Won't know for another minute though. Right now we're kind of in this like 10-minute pullback consolidation zone. Really, it's like 5, 10, 15 minutes. We got 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. And then for the next 5-minute candle, I'd want to see, what's up this? Oh, my chart froze. For the next 5-minute candle, I'd like to see actually a 5-minute candle break a new high. Would be huge. But we got 18 seconds left on this. It's actually pushing up pretty nicely. Switching over to 12 ticks, and okay, so that crossover did just happen. Checking the 3 before we enter into a trade. And switching back to the 1 to look for our entry. Our doji right here. Going to the bid. Look for a move back up to test this high, test this resistance area. Big rejection off that. That just actually moved into the Bollinger Band, like moved outside the band. Looking for a move to come up and test this triple top or this double top here. We're in at 3681. Looking for move up to 3685. 8450 or so is our resistance zone. So I'll just call it 85. We're looking to get out at 84 exactly. So we're in at 81. We're looking to get out at 84. I don't like that the TTM continued to cool and switch outside the range. So I don't like that. We are getting the pop up, which is great. May cut it and take the profit. Cut it right there. Took the profit. Up 625 on the day. Glad we took that profit. Even though we're getting a little pullback. I think we'll see a continued push. But I just want to, secure the bag, so to speak. Total fees would be at 174.40 minus our 625 in profit. So we're up 450 on the day in the sim. A distinction that we're sim trading on this right now while we dial in our strategy to approach the evaluation next week. So I've tried the evaluation a few times and gotten really close to passing, and then overtraded my way into failure. So, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna try my best and keep learning each and every day. That's what we're trying to do here. So, by the way, guys, if you want to check out our community, we've got our Discord community that you guys can join up in. And let me drop the link in here. Our Discord community is super cool. Like I said, we're very much focused on
creating a community of people who are like-minded, who are trying to help others succeed, who believe in sort of that abundance that we all have the opportunity to succeed here, and just sharing information to help others succeed. My background comes from digital entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and developing businesses online, which I've been doing for over a decade. And actually, it's just over a decade. This coming in like 2 months, it'll be over a decade. And so that's where my background comes from. And we've only been doing this stream now for about 60 days. We made a lot of improvements to the stream so far, and we're going to continue to improve it because we're here for the long haul. And so, guys, if you want to join in on that Discord group and start the conversation, well, right now we're very small. We only have a couple of members, but we will be growing it to over 1,000 people or so in the next few months, and likely into the thousands. So we have a history of doing that, and so we're going to do that again because we've already proven it to ourselves. So we're going to create a nice big community. For those of you who don't know my backstory, years ago, I had a rather large group of entrepreneurs that I worked with really very closely. It's about 10,000 people that I worked with consistently on a daily basis, and I had a horrible accident that had my heart stop for 40 minutes. That left my brain without oxygen. I woke up blind. I was unable to speak, which is why if you hear me fumbling over my words a lot, that's because I had to retrain myself how to speak. And that whole process took a long time. And I've been healing from that for about 6 years now. That happened in October 2016, coming up on the 6-year anniversary of that. And I started trading seriously about 3 years ago. And I had done some crypto trading back in as far back as 2013 was when I bought my first Bitcoin. So we had a reasonable amount of experience in crypto, but the vast majority of my crypto was in the crypto experience was in the technology aspect of it, not really in the trading side of things. And I would typically invest in crypto, but not really trade it. And I started doing more trading of it in 2017. Did a little bit, made some profit, and but crypto is slower to trade than stocks and other stuff. So I started getting interested in stocks around like 2017, 2018. And by 2019, I was trading stocks, and we did pretty well at that. I still continue to trade stocks. I don't do stocks on the stream. That's just kind of like my private, time that I trade stocks. I just do it myself. But started discovering futures a few months back, and started trading them in the simulator. And I was like, hey, you know what? This could be really profitable and really fun. And I think that a lot of people, even if they don't have the ability to put 25K to overcome the PDT rule in stocks, they could actually do this with futures and earn funding in a prop firm and trade with somebody else's money. Really getting a possible crossover here on this hammer candle. And so that's kind of my background in a nutshell. Mainly overcoming the blindness, which I still deal with a visual impairment, but overcoming that blindness was really challenging. Not being able to drive, which I love driving. I'm a car fanatic. Love cars. I love racing. I used to actually race for Mazda many moons ago. I had a Mazda sponsorship, and that was a lot of fun. I loved racing, loved getting on the track. So losing my eyesight was really, really hard thing for me because I love to drive. I find it peaceful and relaxing, and it relieves a lot of stress for me. So overcoming that was really challenging and a lot of work. And so that's kind of my background. And I'm trying to like focus on these charts and also tell this story. But yeah, so this is kind of my background. That's where I came from, and I'm looking to do that again. I want to. It really brought me a lot of joy working with people and seeing people succeed, and seeing people kind of get out of their poverty type situation. I came from a horrible poverty stricken background. And so just anything I can do to help people get past that, that's kind of like my life's mission. Look for like a quick scalp here, but that's what's been screwing me over. So I'm not going to do that. 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 Telling myself, oh, I like this track. This one's nice. Let's see. I gotta take a look at what the name of this track is. This is Genesis by Uvi, by OOYY. Ooey, ooey, ooey. I don't even know how you'd say that. Invalid link for Discord. Hang on, thank you. Oh wow, thank you for telling me that. I actually had no idea, Hans. Let me get the direct link from Discord. There's the direct link from Discord. My apologies. I'll have to recheck that redirect and see what's going on with it. I'd be a driver anytime. I love to drive, so I understand. Yeah, driving is totally relaxing to me. I love like driving through the mountains, the Tugas. You have an idea for a channel, Tiny? What? What? Tiny, I'm in full support. I totally support you, dude. We can talk about it, man. If you need help getting it going, I'm here. I'm happy to help. Like that stuff like gets me fired up, dude. I love helping people like do entrepreneurship journeys. So yeah, Tiny, if you want to talk about it, figure out how to get it going, I'm here. Just through Discord. Okay, we are getting a rejection off those highs. We've got this double top here, and now we're pulling back. Um, Kind of going towards short bias now on the day. Be looking for, because I think we're kind of in the standard deviation range. Shout out to Todd. Um, and so now I think we'd be looking for more of like a pullback towards the volume weighted average price. We are getting a bounce off this 50, and we'll probably get a few bounces along the way back down. But I think that we're going now towards the downside. Let's check the 3 minute, because like I said, the 3 minute is really great at checking trend. Getting some cooling on the TTM, but Bollinger Band on the 3 minute chart. I still think that this is going to continue to push downward. If we look at the 3 minute chart, we can see that the 26 actually crossed above the 35, indicating that we're going towards that bearish move, and that the bearish move is on the way. That's why I really love this 35, is because it can really help me determine the trend of things before they become the trend. And if I can remain patient and work with them set of trading rules, then I can do better at watching my indicators and letting it tell my story, like tell the story of the trade ahead of time, so that I can try and understand where this is going and why. So on the 5 minute chart, the 50 is above the 200 moving average. 5 minute wise, the indicators look okay, but I still think that we're going to continue to pull back, possibly to this like 3670. If we hold at this 3670, then we'll probably consolidate around here and push back up. But if we don't hold this 3670, I think that we'll see a pullback to the VWAP and lose most of whatever the gains were on the ES on the day. There's that tap of 3670. This is a pretty crucial zone right here, because you can see the reason why I say this zone is crucial is because we rejected it here earlier at about 735, and then we were rejected again at 750, and then we finally got that breakout at 8 o'clock at the top of the hour, broke over it and stayed over it, but then ran into resistance at 3685, which we tapped twice, made a third attempt at, but didn't get to the area. And so this breakdown here, it's got to hold this like 3670 zone. And if it breaks below this, then I think that at that point, then we may be looking at more of a short bias on the day. Currently at 3672, so really close to that zone. I'm going to jump off the 5-minute chart, switch over to the 3, see what's going on here. Continued cool down on the TTM. Continued to pull back. This song's pretty dope too. All right, on the 1-minute chart, we are stepping into the Bollinger Band range. We got a doji at the bottom, and we did tap that 3670. I wouldn't be surprised if we have another test of this 3670, and then if it holds it, then some consolidation around this zone and a pop back up. But it's a big if. It's got to hold that zone. If it doesn't hold that zone, dude, then I'm a lot more bearish on it on the day. My clock is like 1 minute slow on my wall, and that's really bothering me. I have like clock OCD. You need all times to be synced up. All right, we are breaking down below that 3670 pretty heavily. So now we may be looking at doing some shorts if we continue to stair step down towards the VWAP. It's about a 20 tick move down off that 3670. Time on this candle, well, like 30 seconds. There's actually a lot of time on this candle. Still pushing downward. I was gonna actually take a short, and I wish I did, because it pushed down way more than it did. But I was waiting for it to kind of fill back up a little bit, then short off that, and I just missed that move. Going short there. Got that up 875 on the day. ES continuing to break down towards the volume weighted average price. Now the volume weighted average price is the last support zone. If it breaks down below that, then I'm fully bearish on the day for a while until we see another trend reversal. There's that $50 range that we talked about too. We talked about this yesterday, where the ES has almost like a standard deviation of $25 in each direction from the volume and average price. I don't know if I'm using standard deviation correctly. I just know that that's kind of how I interpret it. Essentially, it's like you have this much extension down this way and this much extension up this way, and it looks to me like it's about $25 in either direction. And I was talking about that yesterday, and it's been like, obviously it's a guide, not a rule. But you can see off this VWAP here where we were versus where we are. We were down here at like 36, 35 or so, that zone. I call it a zone because because it's usually like within a range of like a couple of bucks. And then we topped out at 36.85, so that's that $50 range there. Um, and it looks like we're kind of pulling back down to the mid zone here. And this is really kind of the line in the sand. If we don't pop here, then I guess I'd be looking to go short all the way up to 36.35, or all the way down to 36.35. Might have been over, but so text made on the idea on Discord. Honestly, Tiny, it doesn't matter how overplayed or underplayed it is. I mean, the fact is that like one thing that I used to teach people, and it is totally true. I have hundreds of examples of this. Is that it doesn't matter how many times a topic has been covered until it's covered by you. And the reason why is because a lot of times people can't hear what what someone is saying until they hear it from somebody else. It's kind of like Oprah's been telling you something your entire life, and it was just like you could hear it, you can understand it, and it was like, is there like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then like a close friend says that exact same thing that Oprah's been saying for 20 years to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, whoa, So it's just kind of like, it's just the way that that is. People need to hear from different voices, even if it's the same message. And that is because not everybody is going to resonate with the communication of that style, of that other person who is speaking that message. We need more voices speaking more of those messages. And that is because it takes a diverse range of communication in order to reach a lot of people. And there is always an audience out there. There's 7.7 billion people on this planet, and there's always an audience, and there's always a niche for you, because there's always going to be people who think like you, who need to hear it from somebody like you, who went through experiences that you personally went through. Um, and that's just not something that can be replicated by everybody. It's something that like getting out there and speaking those messages. That's something that everybody can do. But there's going to be a tribe, if you will, of people who are interested in hearing exactly what you have to say in the way that you have to say it. Especially, and this is the most important part, is especially if you keep growing and keep learning and getting better and better in that subject. So, yeah, Oprah rocks, dude. Oprah's awesome. She's a smart cake. Absolutely. Oprah's super cool. She's got a lot of life experience, a lot to draw from. All right, so we are currently holding support at that zone right now off the View app. See if we can get a continued bounce. We've got two yellows in the TTM, and TTM is stepped within the Bollinger Band a few minutes back. We'll see if this holds View app. If it does, then we'll get some more continued moves to the upside. At least that's what I think. If it does not hold View app, then we'd be looking to go short. We did take a tiny little short right here. Obviously, there was a huge move available between those two candles. Huge opportunity. It was well more than 12 ticks. But we did take a little bit of profit from it. Up 875 on the day before fees. 45 contracts traded, so let's calculate those fees. 45 times 4.36 per contract. It's $196.20 in fees. Let's remove our 875 out of that. Puts us $678.80 in profit. Not a bad day, especially for a Friday. If you guys are not on the email mailing list, make sure that you join, because there's stuff in the emails that I don't talk about anywhere else. And also, we send out link reminders to this stream directly if for whatever reason notifications aren't working on your YouTube, which tends to happen a lot to a lot of people. You have to make sure, by the way, if you subscribe, ring the bell, and hit the ring the bell for notifications. That when you ring the bell, you click the little thing that says all. That way, you'll get all of my notifications every time I go live, as opposed to one every now and then. So it's really important that you hit that you make that selection to all because it does not default when you subscribe. So that's why I say ring the bell for notifications. That's what that means is that you click that bell button and click all. Um, but yeah, guys, make sure you join the email mailing list. We also will send out occasional promos and affiliate links and stuff like that there as well. Um, and I only promote things that I personally use. I think this is an incredibly important distinction because there's a lot of people online who promote things that they don't personally use. I think that is, I would, I don't think it's shady, but I do think it's a little unethical, if that makes sense. And so I only promote things that I use, which is why I promote Elite Trader Funding because I use Elite Trader Funding. Um, and anything else that I may recommend or bring up to you guys, it will be a product that I use or a service that I use. So, but yeah, make sure you all join in the email mailing list. It's not just all promo. There is some stuff that I send out that is philosophy and other ideas. Um, we're a little new at this at YouTube streaming and this whole thing here. So right now for this first like 90 days, we're just kind of finding our footing and making this better. And as we make this better, readjusted. As we make this stream and this YouTube channel better, different areas of the entire ecosphere will get better as well. The entire optimistic futures ecosphere will just continue to get better and better, along with the community itself. Looking for a short right here. How much time we got left on this? We got 15 seconds left on this. Short right there. Took 3 ticks off that. Up 10, 62.50 on the day. That was a nice little short. Taking kind of more scalps now, and less momentum trades. So took 50 contracts on the day. 50 times 4.36, 218 exactly in fees. Up 844.50 on the day. Good day so far. I definitely could have traded it better a couple of times through the day. I made a few mistakes. We're going to continue to get better, and we're going to continue to dial in our rules and continue to dial in our strategies and do everything that we can to actually live those rules and live those strategies, live those ideals. It's not always easy, but I will continue to do my best to live there and set the best example that I possibly can, both for myself and for you guys, and manage that risk as well as I possibly can. One of the biggest challenges for me is having patience and not trading through the consolidation periods, especially when it looks like a breakout is going to happen, um, and hasn't happened yet. So those are key points on mine that I need to work on, and I will be continuing to work on. I'm glad that we took this week to trading the simulator, so that I could assess those things that was causing me to make all that profit and then lose all that profit. Um, so I'm really grateful that we took the time to be doing that. Going to be trading in the evaluation next week. Again, I'm probably going to go for the 50K. If you guys want to try to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. So that link in the description, promo code JSBEST to get the best price on that. It's a lifetime discount, by the way. Yeah, how can you promote something you don't use? I don't know. A lot of people do it. I only know because I knew a lot of people. I knew a lot of marketers. Um, so so yeah, guys, check out those links, and also too, if you we haven't talked about Weeble the last couple of days, last few weeks actually, but if you guys do want to get 6 free stocks, I know Weeble's doing some pretty heavy promotion right now. So if you guys want to get 6 free stocks just for signing up and funding your account with $100, check out the link in the description. All that stuff goes to support the channel. All that stuff helps this channel grow, and yeah, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And we'll see you guys here on Monday. I'm gonna go ahead and dip out on the day, and yeah, I'm gonna go take my kid shoe shopping and help him upgrade his style. Um, so our guys, we'll see you guys next week. See you guys on Monday. Peace out, Optimus. Same bat time, same bat channel, by the way. 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, 10:30 market time. And make sure you guys join in the Discord group because that is where you're going to get the full community experience. We are growing that community. We will have hundreds or even thousands of people in there in the next few months. So make sure you get in early, get those relationships going. Thanks so much, Hans. I appreciate you being here. I like your avatar, by the way. All right. I just want to read this real fast. They were hanging out so long. Yeah, dude, I'm happy to hang out. Well, I mean, this new streaming software gives us unlimited streaming hours, which is great because a lot of the software is like cap you at like 15 hours or 4 hours, which was crazy. And another one, like some of the other ones, cap you at like 20 hours. Um, so yeah, man, it's Koenig, like Koenigsegg, Koenig. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. Oh, Avatar, Koenig. Interesting. Yeah, Koenigsegg is a supercar. One of the a very very challenging car to keep on the road. By the way, um, even some of the professional drivers that I've watched drive the Koenigsegg's, like they struggle to keep that thing on the track, man. A lot of the different Koenigseggs. I actually saw one of the Koenigseggs in person on in downtown Seattle, like on Alki Beach. Used to run this yeah, dude, the Koenigsegg is a monster. All the Koenigseggs that they've made have all been monsters. The Pagani's are also monsters as well. But I used to run I used to run car shows, and we would go to a bunch of different places around the Pacific Northwest and hosting car shows, mainly focused on JDM. But also we did a lot of USDM and EDM as well. Not the electric, not the music, but although that music was there heavily. But used to host a bunch of those, and with a lot of the local car uh, companies and car scene guys as well. And the Koenigsegg's were nice. I did get to sit in one; it was super cool. I did not drive one. I wish I got a chance to drive the Koenigsegg, but that was a lot of fun just to sit with it and be in person with it, just because the lines, the beauty that they put into those cars, and the design is just it's immaculate. It's on a completely different level than a lot of the other vehicles out there. So, um, but yeah, I can talk about cars all day, and I can totally get distracted on cars. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out there. Uh, but yeah, peace out, Optimus. Thanks so much for showing up today, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, it is restful and rejuvenating. The doors are fantastic. The lines, I like the lines around the headlights on the Koenigsegg's. The way that they sort of curve around the headlight there really gives it a subtly aggressive look. A almost like a like it makes me think of like a cat that is like about to pounce. That's what I think a lot of times when I see the Koenigsegg elbow cough. All right, y'all. I'm gonna peace out now. Have a great weekend. Get that rest, get that rejuvenation, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Love you guys.